Hello again, thanks for joining me for this new series on victorious living. This is my second video. I hope you enjoyed the first one, and it was about why are Christians, or so many Christians, why are they so unhappy? Christians should not be unhappy. But we're going to look at that today. What is the difference between joy and happiness? Is there a difference? Are they not just synonyms, joy and happiness? So I'm going to start off with some very basics. I show this thing so often, there's three circles: body, soul and spirit, or spirit, soul and body. That is our makeup. We are a spirit, we have a soul or a personality, and we live in a body. Now look at the arrow of happiness. The arrow of happiness affects our soul. Come back to this diagram in a minute. So we've seen the three circles. If somebody says to you, are you okay? Is everything all right? What is really being asked is this: are things working out for you the way that you'd hoped? Did you get that job? Did you find your lost phone? Did your boss give you a rise? All of these things refer to what's happening to us in life. And are things happening to us as we want them to? Now notice the word happening. It's the same beginning, the same prefix as happiness. So if things are going your way, then you will be happy, because happenings are connected to happiness. We have little control about what happens to us each day. We don't know what people are going to say or do or whatever. So it's rarely going to be the case when things go exactly as we planned. And therefore, our circumstances are definitely not very often going to make us happy. Happiness, as I say, is a state of our soul. And if we're unhappy, we cry and are sad. If we're happy, we shout. But emotions can change I come from Blackpool in England, and there's a big roller coaster in my hometown, and our emotions are just like a roller coaster. We can be up, we can be down within minutes, depending upon what somebody suddenly said or suddenly done. But King David, he made a decision. I was talking about this last time. Psalm 16 verse 11, he says that God will show us the path of life, and at his right hand there is joy evermore. So if you want to know where to find joy, then you have to be in the presence of God. David wanted this. He wanted to make godly decisions rather than emotional decisions. When he'd lost his two wives and his possessions at Ziklag, he asked God, and God said, go and get them back. You'll get them back. He made a decision. This is in 1 Samuel 30. He made a decision based upon what God said, not what he felt the best thing to do would be. Now, God will test our integrity. Like I said last time, he tests us like silver. Whether when we say we'll do something, we do it, even if it's uncomfortable. That's integrity. You've got my word on it. If I say I'll do it, I'll do it. That's integrity, rare to find nowadays. So this is all about our condition of our spirit. As Christians, we have the Holy Spirit in our spirit. 1 Corinthians 6:17. Our human spirit is joined to the Holy Spirit. They're united, they're one. So if the presence of the Holy Spirit is in our spirit, his presence will produce what we call the fruit of the Holy Spirit. They are listed in Galatians 5:22. The first three are easy to remember: love, joy, peace. Now the second one there is joy. So there it is. If I'm born again, the Holy Spirit is joined to my human spirit in the rebirth. That gives me the presence of the fruit of the Spirit. In other words, I got joy in my spirit. Now, you may not feel it, doesn't matter if you feel it, you just believe it's there. Joy in your spirit may not manifest itself by much shouting and singing. At times it might. But for me, I think about joy like this: a peaceful sense of calm. Joy in our spirit is the secret of the strength of our character. Now, I'll be talking about that's from Nehemiah 8 and verse 10. I'll be talking about that on another video. So joy is in our spirit, and the joy of the Lord is our strength. So even when we're unhappy with the events of our life not going the way we wanted them to go, then we've no need to get upset about it. We stay joyful. We might not be happy. It's not important. Christians who are affected by the events of life are called carnal Christians. Again, we're going to be talking about that in a later video. But as a spiritual Christian, one who is more mature and led by the Holy Spirit, we can use self-control. That's another fruit of the Holy Spirit. And we can stay peacefully calm. If we've received the baptism of the Holy Spirit, we can also find a quiet place if somebody's said or done something that upsets us or might upset us, and we can softly speak in tongues. And by doing that, you are keeping yourself in the love of God. That's praying in the Holy Spirit. Jude 20 and 21. Now, your bosses at work, your spouse, your family, your friends are going to notice this. They'll realise that you are a person who is swift to hear, slow to speak, and slow to get angry. James 1 verse 19. That's a rare person. Now, you're being watched. We as Christians, we're being watched. You say you're a Christian, people watch you. Does your love for God affect how short a fuse you have before you blow up? It should do. Because of your love for God and the presence of the Holy Spirit, people will notice you are calm, and then they'll be more willing to listen to your witness. And you have the joy of explaining to them the hope that's in you, the hope of the rapture and how to escape God's wrath. All because of the presence of joy.